Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Caveman to Cosmos with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and Byzantium. So the turn is 5174, year 621 AD, and we are one turn away from crop rotation. And what is new? Well, I have one incredibly good piece of news, and that is that Carthage declared war on us. Dido lost her mind and with a strength or a civilization score of not even 1/5 of ours, decided that the time was right for another war. Now, we have completely surrounded Karhadast, the capital of Carthage, but I'll be the first to admit that I'm kind of surprised how hard it is to take. The reason for that is the fact that she has something called Kenimbu warriors there, and I think it's actually not a battalion. I think it's one size higher. Based on the symbols, I would guess that's true. I don't know what the name of that size is, but when we try to attack it with anything, it gives us a 0% chance, and you can see that we are attacking with about 1/4 of strength. So I'm not an expert, but even though we have quite a big army here, I think most of them, if not all, would die futile deaths here. So what I'm doing here is we actually surrounded Karhadast. We're eliminating any kind of reinforcements that are coming, and I started a large recruitment process to get extra units for our army. Now, after some deliberation, I decided we're going to go with the ballista elephants because they are fairly cheap for us. They can be built in one turn in Constantinople. And the basic strength is 11, and they got 5 experience. No, they got 33 experience, but that's 5 promotions right off the bat. And they get an extra 30% city attack as a bonus. So we're gonna build a couple of battalions of these and send them down south, and then we're gonna probably get some more swordsmen and some other cheap fodder that we're gonna throw at the city. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to take it anytime soon, but I know that once Karthadast falls, we are going to destroy the rest of Carthage. We will not allow anyone to survive this time, and we are going to take all of their territory. Now, for that reason, I have already got a number of units here. We are going to immediately start with 2 extra cities. The settlers are being trained. Oh, here in Laodicea, Ardicum, one of them actually is already on the way. And once we found the first 2 cities, we're going to check what the impact to our treasury is, and then we're going to maybe do another one. Now, this territory is something that we wanted for a long time, so we're going to take advantage of it. I'm going to find one city over here somewhere. I'm actually not sure where. I think we could settle here at that stone tile that would give us access to almost everything. Or we could go here. Nah, let's let's do the stone tile, or as you guys usually would suggest, we could go all the way here, but I think the stone tile is going to be good. That's going to give us access to all of these resources. 2 times sapphire, some spices, bison, prime timber, rubies, and the stone. Then we're going to just copy the positions of their cities, I guess. We can settle one at the ruins of Karhadast, one at Cartea. Then we could probably find one over here, another one over here somewhere, and then one at Hippo. So that's going to be the plan for now. I'm, going to do it a bit more methodically. We're going to see how many prisoners of war or captive civilians we're going to get from these cities, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be an interesting amount. And these civilians are going to be sent to our own already existing cities like Ioannina and some in the desert. But that brings me neatly to the next point. We are now having 1,519,700 people living in our empire. We got an insane population boom going on. Every couple of turns, some of the cities grow. There was a huge boost right after we changed the Civic, but we are really growing incredibly fast, which is amazing. I'm not going to be complaining about that, but I am a bit worried because of the domestic stats. Now let's look at the cities now. We have currently one city of population 28, which is Laodicea Advicum. Constantinople is at population 27. Then we have two with population 26, Thessaloniki and Adi. Adrianople is at population 24, Ankyra 23, Attaleia 22, Philippopolis 21, Nissos 20, Amorium 20, Antioch 20, and Nicaea 20. And then Patra has 19, Dorylaeum 18, Misitras, Trebizond, and Vodena are at 17, Iconium 16, and then we got the Dyrrhachium and Nicomedia at 15, Mesembria and Edessa at 12, Triadica, Heraclea, Lycentis, and Feodosiopolis at 11. And then Ludgova, Adramitium, and Ragusa and Varna are at population 9, Justinianopolis at population 8, and Ioannina, Cephalonia, and Eudoxiopolis are at 3. So you can see there is a huge growth going on everywhere. We're slowing our capitals now down by working on the settlers and the ballista elephants, but all of the cities are growing extremely fast. You can see that everywhere: 60 turns, 50, 22, 44, 8, 32, 10, 39, 6, 24, 39. It's just, you know, it used to be 100 to 200, now it's just like this. So the growth is happening, and especially for places like Cephalonia, this is going to be eventually amazing. Now I have them focusing on industry, but if we gave it our all, the city would grow in 32 turns. Oh, actually, so that's not such a big difference. You're growing either in 36 or 42. Oh, because you're getting already quite a lot from the buildings. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We finished most of the squatter camps, so now we can see we're building a bunch of farmer markets, grant estates, and other things that are going to come later. But what I was trying to say before was that with this huge growth comes a lot of decline in education. I can see that the immediate... Wow, that is actually pretty dramatic. Wait, let's look at it this way. The most educated cities... Yeah, we lost some even. We had way more above 2000, and now you can see that they are dropping. Okay, Adramitium is the only one that's actually really growing. Disease-wise, we're doing okay. Crime is also increasing pretty rapidly. Well, we have to keep it in mind. No problems yet anywhere. And I actually do wonder, do we get the education above 1000 or 2000? Now I'm not entirely sure. So what is that? Education... Knowledgeable. Okay, 1000. Okay, so we don't really need 2000, but it is nice to have it at the very high numbers. So the real issue is these cities, and they're actually growing. So that's fine. Yeah, okay, so while I'm sitting here worrying, the situation has actually dramatically improved, because you can see that almost all of our cities, with the exception of these 6, have a maxed out education. Oh, okay, you know, then I have nothing to worry about. Now, let's end the turn and hear it for crop rotation. And the next update, we'll see whether Karhadas has already fallen or whether I'm still gathering forces, because I'm a bit paranoid with these. I usually go way overboard. But I also noticed, and that is something that I'm not very happy about, is that a lot of our units really suck. They have, they could have way more experience now if we raise them. Look, like for example, the Western skirmishers are useless. We have a lot of these wagons that, you know, while having a decent amount of strength, are not exactly very useful. We have some of these older horse archers, so I'm thinking we might actually set out to make a huge military reform for ourselves. And while this is some noble goal, the issue is here that the only city that really can do this is Constantinople, because it's the only one that's actually giving us really decent bonuses, while all of the other cities have way lower ones. Like here you get 5 XP, 7 XP, 3, 5, 5, 1, 4, 5, 4. So we really did centralize, and we can get some pretty decent unit, but they're all coming from Constantinople, and that is something that is a bit worrisome. But I guess that's the effect of large centralization, yeah, I guess. Anyway, let's end the turn and be back with crop rotation. Oh, actually, before we do that, right now we are producing nearly 40,000 gold, 11,498 goods, but 7,394 food. So let's see how much of a difference this one is gonna do. No, Mansa Musa, I'm not going to trade you my dog worker.
Farm when it's sunny, read when it rains.
That's actually a really nice proverb, never heard it before. So, Community Garden now gives everyone extra 4 food, and Farm now provides 1 extra food. And we have a new building, Pasta Maker's Shop, which provides pasta and a bit of food, but requires barley. No, actually, no, it doesn't require barley. It gives 2 food, but with barley and with wheat it gives bonuses. Whereas trading post, shopping, alchemy, and flour. Okay, so we do have flour, but we don't have alchemy. Why would you require alchemy? That's a bit weird. Where is alchemy? Over here. What does alchemy gives us? Reveals kerosene, marzipan, pasta, wine, champagne, wine vintage red, and wine vintage white. Confectioner's workshop gives food. Okay, extra with almonds, sugar, chocolate. Distillery gives also food. Replaces something? No, that's just... Okay, provides alcohol. Herbalist. Oh wow, lowers disease significantly. Kerosene distillery. Requires coal or oil or tar. Wow, we can actually start making kerosene at this point. That's kind of cool. Pasta Maker's Shop and Culture Bedouin. And we get some wonders here for some reason. And it gives us Ancient Hand Cannon. Okay. What else? Ancient Flamethrower. City Strength Jungle Attack force against melee and animals. Wow, that's actually not a bad unit. Anything else? Hellmouth's Dog. What the hell is this one? Against wild animals. Each size room smaller. 225 damage collateral. Gets surrounded and destroyed bonus when attacking. What is this? Mad dogs coming directly from the hell's mouth. At least according to skeptics, this is what their owners will have you believe. Fundamentalism. Hell's Mouth Sanctuary. Is this Hell's Mouth Sanctuary? Quite a train. System more likely to generate. The building requires religion in the city. This is really weird. Where the voodoo wizards come in deals with the Averns. So this is a world wonder. That's actually kind of cool. But you know what? I don't think we really need civil service. It's not really giving us... I mean, civil servant requires bureaucracy, requires civil service. Orphanage would be nice. Servants' quarters. Crime. I think that right now we would rather get alchemy. And then we can go with the civil service and fire brigades, because I want the pasta maker's workshop. That's 4 extra food for most of our cities. Extra distillery, disease resistance, confectioner's workshop, sugar and chocolate and honey. We got honey, so that's extra free food. Okay, so let's go with alchemy first. Change of plans. Anyway, we are done here, I guess, and I'm gonna continue building up my army. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna try to use most of our units at weakening the Casimbo warriors, and then finish them out with my ballistas, and then maybe with the horses and everything we have here. We do have all of the, or not all of them, but most of our units that are improving the territory, because we would then need to pull them in here and actually create the new city here, so we'll need them for that. But yeah, that's just me babbling. So anyway, I'll see you in 23 turns with alchemy. Turn 5200, year 642 AD, and we are 1 turn away from alchemy. And boy, was this an ordeal. So, what happened? Well, contrary to what I always do, I haven't really played a single moment of this turn yet, because I want to take you through it. We are now at peace with Carthage. The reason why that is that we have encircled Carthadast, as you saw in the last update. But despite me throwing a number of units at the city, the only thing that we managed to do is let them pillage research points from us. So I gave up on that and instead moved my troops south to this area where they had another city, and we destroyed that one. After which we sent our troops down south or southeast, and we destroyed the barbarian city that was here, freeing up a place for 2 cities. One will be founded here and one will be founded here. Now, the reason why we were unable to actually go through with our plan to raise Carthadast is simple. It's the Canimbu warrior. They had about 3 of those in the city. All of them at the size that you can see here, which I think is 1 above the battalion. And these bastards are unbelievably tough. Now, I threw 3 of these ballista elephant battalions at them at full strength, made to attack the city. So they had extra might 2, and they had, I think, might for the city raider gives them, okay, what's going on? Why aren't you showing me the stats? Okay, well, it's not plus 75, but it's something like plus 50% attack against the city, and they barely made a dent, from 23.62 to something like 23. So it was a huge waste of material and people. And we are unable to get them because when we look at the special units and we look at the Canimbu warriors, these guys have a native 50% bonus to city defense. So even if I tore the walls down to 20%, that's 23.62 times 0.5 times 1.5, because they got 50% bonus, times 1.2 times any additional bonus and things that they got. So no matter what we do, we faced 65 strength units compared to our 25 at the best. So I'm not sure what to do with them. So what I did was I actually pulled my units away from there. We signed peace, and we are going to amass a large army in the 2 new cities that we are going to found here. And when we are ready, we are going to attack and destroy Carthadast, but it's gonna be a massive struggle. I don't know how many units I would have to throw at them to actually hurt them, because the trebuchets and siege towers are not really doing all that good when it comes to range attack on the city. I tried my best, and we barely scratched them. So when you do this with this amount of units, we have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trebuchets. We got 1 heavy ballista, second heavy ballista, and we got 2 siege towers. We weren't actually able to keep their strength lowered. They healed everything in between turns. So it doesn't, like, I don't know how many of these siege weapons we would have to throw at them every single turn to actually take their strength down. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure that it gives them experience, meaning that they get additional 25% from being fortified, and they have some, I don't know, range build up. Yeah, build up, range targeting right there. You can see it, promotion line. So it's massive. For that reason, I think what we are going to do is we are going to focus on getting better units in the upcoming episodes. I looked at armor crafting, gives us access to Heavy Swordsman, which is a native 20% city attack bonus. So if we created, I don't know, 20, 30 of these units and just threw it at them, coupled with having them equipped with the city attack bonus, that's another 50%. I think we might have at least a bit of a chance at doing this, but I'm not sure how we could do it. We have the Musketman here, which is the next upgrade, but for that one, you actually need Flintlock, which is a technology coming from the Renaissance. I also saw another technology in Renaissance. I'm not sure if I'll remember which it was, but that one was really good. Oh yeah, you know what? Which one it was? It's siege weapons or something like that, or was it the Matchlock? Matchlock gives us Cuirassor, but you know what the technology did? It actually gave us access to what is it? Ballista Mammoth? Is it called it? Oh yeah, Bombard Mammoth. This is the one. Okay, so it's the cavalry tactics, because this bastard has 23 strength as a base and has a 40% city attack. So this is the technology that we need. Cavalry tactics, that's the one. Okay, so it's beyond Flintlock, but with this one, we can actually do what we need. And I don't know where it is. Cavalry tactics over here. So this one gives us the Bombard Elephant and Bombard Mammoth, which would be able to break the defenses, but until then it's impossible. And I know that I seem to be bitching a lot about it, but look at this. The Kanembu warriors have a base strength of 6 with 50% bonus, and they upgrade to skirmishers, which have only plus 5% city defense, which then upgrade to musketmen. So it is really a single unit that is so strong. If we could figure out how we could, beat them or lure them out of the town and attack the town, we would win. But I don't think we'll be able to break it until we reach that point. I mean, I can amass ballista elephants and ballista mammoths and have them thrown at the city, but I'm really not sure if that is the right way to go. I'd like to hear your opinion on this, because I'm gonna amass units here. That's for sure. We're gonna build up an army, because it might happen that the Babylonian tribe is going to declare war on us, or that Karhadas declares war on us. So at that point, I'm gonna throw everything I have at them. But this is the strategy that I see in front of me, and we are of course going to keep pillaging and destroying and hunting the units that they have here. Like, they got the Poison Runners here. Can we actually take them down? Yeah, we can. So let's do it and weaken them constantly, but we are not going to be able to break them any other way, I don't think, at this point either. Because I mean, right now, it seems like they have only one unit there, but they had way more, and they were all ready to, screw our day over. So you can heal here. Okay, that's 6 turns. Gonna take 4 turns. You can see that all of our units are heavily hurt. Okay, so the plan here is to found 2 cities. We're gonna have one here in the south that's gonna get access to this prime timber and bison, and it's gonna have this forest to work with. Eventually also maybe even the mountains and other areas, while the other city is going to be found here, and it's gonna gain access to gold, sapphires, and maybe even eventually this stone, spices, sapphires, and prime timber. And we can then settle another city, for example, here and here later on when we raise Cartadas, but we can't do anything with that right now. So let's actually found these cities now, because we can. So wait, is this the place I wanted to use? It is. Okay, so here we have one settler prepared. So let's settle in the city. It's gonna be called Gallipolis. Okay, we're gonna give it the usual fluff of flint gatherer, lumber gatherer, hunting sticks, and okay, we have you working there and only there. Okay, so any things that we can give you? Well, we can spread religion here, Hellenism and Druidism. And the second city do we have would be... Yeah, we have the unit in place, but I don't think we can do it right now, can we? Nope. Okay, we'll do it next turn. We also have a lot of, and that's the good thing, we got 4 or 5 captive civilians from the city that we raised here, and 1 from the barbarian city that we raised here. So you can see we already have Ioannina at size 4, and there is a number of captive civilians moving up here, or number 2 of them, 1 for Cephalonia and 1 for Eudoxiopolis. And I think that we actually saved 2 more, 1 from Callipolis, and 1 for the next city here. Yeah, we got one of those right here. So let's send you over here where you're safe. And I think the other one is here somewhere? Oh yeah, here. Okay. So we're gonna actually send this ballista elephant to escort you to Callipolis, where you are gonna grow the city. So let's just deal with the other units that we have here. Yeah, Warlord Chief, pretty much nearly dead. So we need to send you back home to be protected. Oh, we have Sergei Pavlovich Korolev here, a great person who is gonna give us access to smithing once we are done with alchemy. So that's next thing that I actually wanted to mention. Yeah, you guys are gonna stay here and heal. That's why you are here. You guys will... Well, we're gonna use this city as the staging ground for all of our units, but for now you guys can also heal here and you can get a bonus to city attack. We really need to revamp all of our army because I can tell you we're not ready, and this is gonna be my goal for the next couple of episodes to actually make an army that is worth our time, because at this point we aren't able to... I mean, I get where the strength is coming from, because we had a lot of units like skirmishers, you know, axemen. We need to get rid of these and basically completely dedicate Constantinople to build us a new massive army that is going to be able to deal with the stuff that we're facing here. And I can actually keep you here to hurry up the flint gatherer, but why do we have so many of you here? So do we have any places where we could get more, or where we could use more disease resistance? Heraclea, Feodosiopolis, and Mesembria are the worst. So Heraclea, here's Mesembria. Heraclea Vicentes is over here, and what was the other? Feodosiopolis, right? Yeah, Feodosiopolis, which is, I believe, somewhere here. No, that's Andromitium, so over here. Triadica, Trebizond. Ah, here it is. Feodosiopolis. Okay. We got some herd ballista elephants here, so you can heal as well. We got workers here ready to help with this. We're gonna mine here, that's fine. We need this border to expand, that's gonna be our next goal. And we need to connect you to our empire as quickly as possible. But the reason why I'm founding the cities here is basically to block anyone trying to pass. We already discussed the strategy. Carthage is ours, and we're gonna deal with it. Speaking of which, statistics-wise, we are now at nearly 1.6 million people. Crop yield is reaching 8,000. We get 7,826. And manufactured goods above 12,000, 12,214, and gold production 27,318. Now, the thing that actually is happening, as I mentioned before, we are having huge growth everywhere, but I think we're managing to keep it on point. Yeah, education is still a bit of a problem. So Cephalia, Ioannina, Theodosipos, and Ludgolane are suffering. So I'll need to micro those more now. But, you know, my focus was really on hurting Carthage as much as possible, which I know that I hurt them. It's not that I didn't, but the cost was extreme, you know, because every time we attack them and they kill our unit, they get research from that because we have better weapons and better units. So yeah, I actually think that part of the strategy that we're going to utilize against them is we're going to create special skirmish units that can attack them and weaken them without actually killing our units. So if we had like 10 or 15 of those, we could alternate these with the bombardment units and try to push their defenders lower and lower every turn. And we could bring the healers to make sure that we can heal these units as well. Yeah, I'll have to completely revamp my strategy here. That's just what we'll have to do.
The alchemists, in their search for gold, discovered many other things of greater value.
Okay, so we got alchemy. Reveals kerosene, marzipan, pasta, wine, champagne, wine, vintage red, wine, vintage white. And leads to a lot of technologies. So we need to enable ancient hand cannon, which is really good. That's another unit that we could definitely use to attack. Arquebuser. What do you need? Matchlock. Okay, and that is a Renaissance technology. Okay. Ancient flamethrower. Plus 20% city strength. Huh. Bonus against melee. 100%. So it could also be pretty good. Yeah, the Hellmouth dog. We know about these 15. But we need... Starts with Berserker. Okay. Baroud warriors and some other national units. Buildings enabled. Champagne. Guild Apotheracy. Confectioner's workshop. Yep, that's the one we wanted. We get distillery. Herbalist. Kerosene distillery. Alchemist lab. Pasta maker shop. Yep, we wanted all of these. And we get a bunch of improvements here. So now let's see what things we can build in Constantinople on the Alchemist lab. Plus 20 fire. Okay, well, but it gives science. Also gives a lot of potion, but a ton of education. Kerosene distillery. Yeah, pasta maker's workshop is, or pasta maker's shop is what we were aiming for. And we even get the distillery here. And the confectioner's workshop. Yep. Okay, so hold on, let's shuttle these. Seminary is fine. Alchemist lab, definitely. Actually, no. Kerosene distiller, alchemist lab. We don't need the herbalist for now. Do we give? No, just heals. We can build the distillery. Then the pasta maker, then the confectionery and seminary. Okay, so seminary, then confectionery, then pasta maker, that's plus 10 extra food, then distillery, that's another 2, and then the alchemist lab. Okay, that looks fine, but we want our great person to give us the next technology, which is smithing. Can we get anything else? Windmill, rat catching, armor crafting. Wait, never mind. Let's look at the technology advisor. So we're working on the fire brigades next, which, okay, those are gonna be very useful for, yep, for negating the alchemist lab malice. So we actually do want them. But smithing is a good one as well because it gives us swordsman and a bunch of other units. It gives armorer and a bunch of coaches, but not much else. Medieval lifestyle. So it's not like that one is that useful. But yeomanry. Okay, that would allow us to get longbowmen, which I believe is a better. So wait, archer. Units, all eras. Archer. Now we have the composite bowman, and that one upgrades to longbowman. Okay, you have less city defense though, but much more strength. And you upgrade to arquebus. So that's not a major upgrade either. Any buildings? New archers receive +3 experience points. It's actually pretty good. Oh, this is nice. Ballistraria. +50% strength to defending archers in the city. And gunpowder units. Okay. Well, I can get behind that, but again, nothing that we would urgently need. So I guess we're gonna go with smithing. Alternatively, I could keep you here. Would give extra production. +3, plus a bit of gold, +5.49 science. How much does this technology cost? Smithing. 247,720. Yeah, we're discovering the technology.
In a blacksmith's house, all knives are wooden.
Okay, so the swordsman is an upgrade to our units as well. And we got the Grand Fire Festival giving us more culture now. And an armorer, which I believe is, yeah, replaces bamboo armorer. Okay. But it's pretty good, I guess. Builds one units faster, which you don't. Okay, so it's a upgrade to the cities that want them. Cool, and we got some more mounted units here, which we do not need. And can Constantinople build us some swordsmen now? Nope, still white swordsman. So what are we missing? But you can build us the ancient hand cannon, guys. Okay. Oh, that might be even more useful than the ballista elephant, which is plus per 30% city attack, but you get plus 100%. No, didn't you have 100% against melee? No, just 25. Was it you? Huh, I'm confused who had that 100% bonus. I thought it was you. No, never mind. But it's a pretty good unit. It's a pretty good unit. But why can't we get the swordsman? What do you require? Smithing and iron wires. Oh, you should be able to build them. Can turn one citizen into engineer. It actually gives us a bonus here. Replaces bamboo armor. Okay, well, we'll get that one later. Cool. So now we can found the next city, and that's where we are going to end this update, which is already super long. Wait, let me just verify this is the right place. Yeah, it is. Okay. I know that you guys will be mad that I'm putting cities so close to each other, but we really do not have much of a choice here. We need to build a staging ground for our next attack, and you know, you've seen it already that it's not all that bad to have cities so close to each other. Case in point here, you know, what very free of the, or they're not like free of the biggest cities, but free very big cities here, and they all work fine. Okay, so this is great as far as money goes. It's not a really big thing. Okay, spread the religion. And I also gave quite a lot of disease control here. I don't know why I have these guys here in such great numbers. I think I screwed up something during the setup phase. Probably sent too many. Or they were for something else. And you can protect the city. And you can also protect the city. So Chandax is going to be the staging city for us. That's the city where all of our units that we are considering for an attack on Karthadast will be stationed. So let's make sure that we put them in there. You can go and join the city immediately. You can go and beat the crap out of these guys. Because that is what we want you to do. You can build a road over here. You guys have your orders. You guys have your orders. You guys have your orders. Now where are the units? Okay, you guys are gonna be all moved to there. And yeah, I guess that's it for this update. Ton of things have happened, as you saw, but it wasn't going according to the plan, so we have to be a bit more flexible, and we are. Now I wonder if we can actually push this culture back using our new cities. Not entirely sure, but if it would work, that would be fine. But we'll see. I'm gonna definitely start building culture building in Chandax as a priority. So see you in a couple of days with 19 turns, because I'll have a lot of work to do here in regards to our empire. So till then, see you. And I mean, you know, it's a skip for you, but for me it's gonna be at least a couple of days. Turn 5219, year 657 AD, and we are one turn away from Fire Brigades. So what's new? Actually quite a lot. So I'm going to start by the fact that our population is still increasing. When we look at the demographic statistics, you can see that we now have 1,624,000 people living in our empire. We have crop yields of 8,076, manufactured goods of nearly 12,000, 11,849, and gold production of 22,224. Now, I have been heavily focusing on upgrading the abilities and statistics of our city, with the most dominant feature being education. So when you look at the current stats, you will see that all but 6 cities are now above 1,000, with almost all of them, with the exception of 3 over here, Heraclea, Dyrrhachium and Thessaloniki, growing. Cephalonia and Ioannina will soon get over 1,000. Theodosiopolis will need maybe a little bit more of a nudge, and Kalliopolis and Chandax are growing at a really big pace, but they will also get slight boosts down the line. Woodgowain, being the one that struggles the most, is also increasing. I think it was like 200 something when I started working with it, and the fact that it grew its population from 6 or 7 to 10 is making it really hard, but we are doing good. As far as disease goes, you can see that the worst offenders, Kalliopolis and Adramitium, are dropping, which is good, 120 minus 5 per turn, 91 minus 8 per turn. Crime, same situation, it's almost everywhere fine, exception Cephalia and Ioannina, but that's because of the rapid growth. And Theodosiopolis, which was burst 1, is dropping rapidly. I've monitored all of this, issued micromanaging orders to each one of these cities, so they are all helping with this. Now, the reason why I was able to actually do such a huge thing in such a short time span is that we heavily used the hurry function, which is over here. You can hurry whichever building you want for a certain amount of money and get it immediately. Now, I've been using that heavily throughout the past few turns. The effect is extremely easy to see when you look at, not statistic but graph. This is probably the past few turns, and you can see that we are rapidly increasing our growth. It has also one downside. When you look at our finances, you will see that we are now losing a bit of money. We were at something like plus 4,000, now we are at minus 976. This is due to the fact that we've built a lot of buildings that are consuming money, meaning, what's their name? Do we see them here? Nope, but we can see them elsewhere. Let me see. Some of you haven't really finished them, have you? Yeah, Grand Manor is one of those, and Guildhall is the second one. So every city where you build this is immediately consuming 50 more gold. So that, coupled, with the fact that we have over 30 cities, we have 35 now, that also put a toll on our finances, and building these things and other in all of the cities. Most of the buildings that are giving education or fighting crime and disease also cost maintenance. So there's a lot of things, but also the hurry function, and that's what I want to mention, has a bad effect on your economy in the form of inflation. Now, we haven't really seen this yet, but inflation is actually growing on its own throughout the game. So every turn, this inflation counter goes up slightly by a little amount. So if you have, 100 gold on turn 1, then on turn 1000 you will have only 90 gold, and so on and so on. It is scaled to speed and size of the game. So here you can see that we have inflation rate currently 26.18%, which costs us every turn 3,859 gold. 10% of this 26% is from inflation, and 14% is from hurrying production. So I've known about this effect before, but I've never seen it in effect in Caveman to Cosmos. I never really got this far into the game where I could actually hurry buildings, and now it means that we have total expenses of 18,602, of which 3,859 is due to inflation. And here you can see some of the costs as well. City maintenance, you can see what we're paying and so on. So there is a lot of statistics here, but mostly you can see that city maintenance, that's 11,141. Next is inflation, and civic upkeep is 2,500. So actually this is really useful. I've never really investigated that much, but you can see here what we're paying for each of the civics. That's pretty cool. But if I understand it correctly, the inflation from hurrying production should tick down slowly. So we've done this great boost to help our cities grow, and now we are going to chill back, and I'm going to let it run for a couple hundred turns, maybe 2-3 episodes. I'm going to check back here to see if the inflation from hurrying production has dropped. If not, then it's a permanent inflation. That is also a possibility. I've checked on the internet and there are various opinions about this. Some say that it goes down, some say that it's permanent. I've heard it from the developers themselves that it is going down, but the comment was old, like 5 or 6 years. So, it's not always accurate information, and I wasn't so bothered that I wanted to ask again. So we'll just see. We'll test it. That money is not a problem for us. with this amount of money, we can play for what, 350 turns, something like that, without actually having an issue. And we're gonna be raking up more money every single turn as our cities are gonna be growing. So it's not an issue, but we know we can look at this from time to time now to follow it. It's another good place where to look. So 18,602 is currently what we're paying. I'm gonna, I won't hurry any more buildings because we got into a point where the cities can take over themselves. Now, with that said, you can see that the cities down south are actually doing really good. Chandax and our other city here, where you can see the name, but it's, I forget what's the name, Kalipolis. Chandax and Kalipolis had culture growth, so we now have the border completed here, so no one can pass without our consent from one side to another. Both of the cities, Chandax and Kalipolis, are growing. You can see our work parties were really busy in the vicinity. We have Prime Timber Lumberjack here, we have a couple more here, we have a bison hunting camp here, and we're actually working on expanding the farms down south. I'm not sure if they will be able to do this for the scrubs, but they should be able to, so we'll see next turn. We've also, as I promised, put our current armies and units that we have available into the city of Chandax. I'm happy to say that we got swordsmen here, which have been upgraded from light swordsman to swordsman. We have a bunch of axemen here. We got 3 units of ballista elephants, all at a battalion level. We have some horse archers. These guys are actually amazing. This is one of those. It's not a battalion, it's force. And they got strength of 22.5, combat 4, and might 2. So with a bit of luck, these guys could actually get even stronger. They can upgrade to cuirassiers. So that requires Renaissance, the Matchhawk. So we won't be seeing them upgraded anytime soon. But, they're here. We got a bunch of elephants here. I disbanded the rams because those are useless. But we might build a couple more trebuchets and siege towers for the potential conflict with Carthage. Anything else? Actually, yes, one more thing. Science. Now, with the onset of, or discovery of fire brigades, we actually have no more shuttled technologies. And I have been thinking a lot about what we're gonna get. Now, there is a bunch of really good technologies, like windmills, agriculture, tech. We could go for commercial veiling, plague medicine, torture, trying to get for mountaineering. Education is amazing, where you get, these palaces and world wonders and things like law school and universities. So we're gonna get there. But before we do that, we are going to do one thing that I didn't think we would be doing, but we're gonna do it at this point. We're gonna go through the military technology. We're gonna go through yeomanry, which is gonna give us access to longbowmen and a bunch of buildings focused on defense and experience for archers. We're gonna go through heraldry, which gives us heavy cavalry and a bunch of other things. Most of the units, I don't think it gives any buildings apart from guilds. And then we are gonna get armor crafting, because that one gives us access to heavy axemen, heavy swordsmen, and a bunch of other national units. So these will be necessary in case we get into conflict with Carthage to get us a bit more of a chance at defeating them. Now, they're not going to make it happen for us, but if we want to revamp our armies, we really need to do this. So I'm going to put these guys in there, and to get there, we need nothing else. It's just fire brigades, and then yeomanry, heraldry, and armor crafting. So this is for the next episode. Now, there's also the crucible steel here, But we're not gonna get that anytime soon because it doesn't give us much apart from steel smelter and smith for steel. I'm pretty sure that this one is needed for a lot of other things. The coal mining is really cool. I'm not gonna say that it's not because it reveals coal, but mountain mine. But I think that can wait. No, actually, it's not that expensive. Core steel. What else could we get? We still don't have the civil service, which gives, almhouse. This one we won't get access to, but orphanage we should get. No, requires civil. Oh yeah, civil service is the technology. Servants' quarters. Well, okay, you know what? The next one is gonna be this. And okay, that requires a ton of stuff. So after we're done with armor crafting, we will need windmills, agriculture tools, and then crucible steel. Okay, so that actually makes a lot of sense. I still don't know what windmills are good for, to be quite honest. Compared to farm, when you get a windmill, it gives you 2 food, 1 production, and 3 gold. And a bunch of other things from technologies, but mostly after you get electricity. But when you get a farm gives you 2 food and then gets a huge amount of bonuses from whatever you discover. So already we got plow, irrigation, gold patterns, and same with the water. What's it called? Water wheel, watermill. Yeah, that one gives more food, more production, and more gold, but again, it doesn't seem like it's that good compared to farms or lumber mills or anything. So I'm just not sure what's it good for. Anyway, I think we're done here with this. So let's hear it for fire brigades.
When the house caught fire, they began digging a well.
So fire brigades give us only 1 building, which is the fire brigade. Alone, it is amazing. It costs a bit of maintenance, but it lowers the fire risk significantly by 15, which is really good. Obsoletes with fire suppression, turns to fire station. Okay. Well, that's fine, And it obsoletes a couple of things. Bonfire, I don't even think we had these anywhere at this point. Emu we use though. That one is really good. And charcoal resource. I think the obsolescence of Emu and bonfire might have hit our economy slightly, so we can check when we get or how much food we're getting. So what do you guys, donkey? Hardy, huh? Flammability risk is not all that high. So you might actually... Wait, money. This is super cheap. Funeral pyre. Grasshopper gatherer. Some really interesting buildings here. Disease is fine, so let's go with the jade importer. Oh, I wanted gold, not this. Okay, if you've signed on the animal farm for donkey and winery. And then you raspberry farm. It's really interesting. Strawberry farm. Vanilla plantation, chinampa, seminary. These ones are kind of cool, but yeah, we could build the alchemist lab, but before that we are going to build the fire brigade. Armor actually increases. Okay, then let's build the laboratory. That makes sense for RD. Anyway. Okay, so let me just see if we can... Yep, we can grow these farms into this area, which is amazing. They need to be adjacent to each other, but every such a farm is going to be good for the city of Calipolis because it has a lot of income as far as industry goes from these, but there isn't enough farms, so I want to extend it to these areas so we will have access to at least 2. And how much should we give? Plus 10, plus 1. Yeah, that's the reason why I don't get the windmill, you know, because farm is much better. And you can build anything like that. This area is... Okay, build me a road. Okay, so with that said, I think we are done here. Let me just check the food production. No, I think the crop yield has increased, wasn't it? 7,900? Now it's 8,104. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. Did the population increase? No, it didn't. Okay, well, either way, hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you with the next one in quite a lot of time, because these technologies are starting to get, once again, much more expensive. 23, 25, and 27. So that's 50, 75 turns. Yeah. That's a lot can happen in 75 turns, so we'll see what our population is going to be like in 75 turns. Well, I know that Constantinople is going to grow to population 29, and Valdis, and Odessa is going to grow to 30. Oh, pretty cool. So, thank you, and I'll see you next time.